Hi, and welcome to Danny After Dark. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a notification or a new episode. Tonight is an episode with a little bit of a twist. I had the pleasure of Beckham and Shelley coming to visit Massachusetts. We got to do Salem and Boston, the Haunted Mansion, and a very extra haunted surprise. I can certainly just talk about their trip just myself. But Mr. Beckham, he likes the spotlight. So after begging and pleading all day, I decided to let him on. And Shelley. So Shelley will be joining us soon. But in the meantime, it's your fan favorite, the one who's not subscribed to my channel, Mr. Beckham.
Hi.
Welcome. And you're back in Texas.
No, that was a good little flight there and back. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty smooth flight, actually, both ways. Yeah.
Well, that is great. And of course, the flight was made even better when you arrived. And besides me to pick you up, Auntie Mimi was there to surprise and join and pick you up.
That was a surprise. I was like, whoa, oh my God. And, gave her a hug. First time meeting her. It was a special delight, definitely. I saw you to my left and the best thing to the right. The best things are always to the right side.
Yes, I can confirm. So Beckham completely
that
just
energy
sideswiped. Went right for Auntie Mimi.
There was that energy pool. There was that energy pool. Pulled me to the right.
Oh my God. So yes, Shelley will be joining us soon to talk about the trip, and I have pictures to show you guys. There's a lot of pictures. I mean, this could be a show that could be like 10 hours long. We crammed a lot of Massachusetts stuff in with you guys. So I kind of, when picking my pictures, tried to do like the best of.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's see who's here. Who is here to listen to your amazing vacation in Massachusetts? Hey, Eric, Auntie Mimi, Paul cast. Paul was invited, but of course he doesn't like to leave Canada, so it is what it is. Hey, Firefly.
That's funny.
Let's see. Shelley was in the chat and said she'll be right in. So when you get here, Fiddleford said, looks like everybody had a great trip. Let's see. Kane, welcome. The Better Paul. Capone, greetings from Vegas as always.
You always do that.
Mr. Jinx, looked like a fun trip. Hey, Tony L. Holly Sonnenberg, good to see you. Let's see. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Jinx.
Happy birthday, Jinx.
Yes, Fiddle, I will talk to you about that on the side.
Yeah, I mean, it was both of our first trips to Boston. As it wasn't my first time on the East Coast, but it was my first time to Boston. I've been to New York, I've been up and down the East Coast before, but it was definitely my first time there this time. Mm-hmm.
So if you've been up and down the East Coast, that means there are quite a few Mr. Beckham shirts flying around here.
I wasn't winning championships on the East Coast.
Oh, gotcha. Look at Paul, forget it, Fiddle. You know what, Paul is Paul, but let's see. So Shelley should be again joining us soon. And then we will kind of dive into the trip a little bit more, but this gives us a little bit of time for people to kind of come in and say hi. And of course, say happy birthday to Mr. Jinx. That is awesome. Let's see. Looks like Shelley's trying to connect, but it said device is not connected.
If for some reason my headphones go out, I'm going to have to come back in through my phone. Just letting you know.
Gotcha. Oh, are you doing your other co-host gig?
No, it's just my headphones. I don't know if I think they're charged. I'm just saying if they somehow go out, I'll come back with the phone.
I'm just messing with you.
That was funny though, doing the anyway.
Oh, it was quite interesting. For those who don't know what we're talking about, Mr. Beckham is a co-host on another channel. and did his other co-host gig live from the backseat of my car
And
on the road.
you introduced everybody that was in the car, or no, not everybody in the car, but yeah, it was
Yep.
funny.
Hello, Captain McDonald. Welcome. So, all right. I am about to introduce a woman who needs no introduction of her own.
She made it.
She had to fight and claw her way to steal Mr. Beckham's heart. Out of all the ladies that were pining for him, how many was there? One,
One.
maybe
Whatever.
two, probably
Shut
zero,
up.
actually, to be honest. But Shelley
Whatever.
outbid them all. Hi, darling.
Hi, I can't see you guys though. How come?
No
'Cause you're
idea. We can
outside.
see you. Can you hear us?
Out. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I just can't see it. So, can you still hear me?
Yeah,
We can still hear you.
But now
Okay,
we're
so-
seeing the top of your head.
Oh, well, I can't see
Well-
you. Oh, there it is.
We'll just. She frozen.
She might be frozen. Dun dun dun. Well,
I don't know
Shelley
what it's
is.
doing.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, she's frozen.
All right. So let me remove Shelley. I'm just putting her backstage while Mr. Beckham tries to.
Let's get on with the show. I'm just playing.
Wow, not even waiting for your girl.
I'm just playing. I knew y'all were gonna attack me for that. Oh no!
All right, so Shelley just left. So let's give her one more chance to come in and see how that goes. Mr. Jinx has a question. Did Beckham bring creepy Charlie to Boston to visit with the other dolls?
That would have been wild, but no, unfortunately, I could not fit him anywhere. I would have to have taken an extra little. I would have had to put three bags in the on the flight or whatever. So no, unfortunately, no. But that would have been funny though. We did see plenty of his cousins, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, we got to see Mortimer in person at the mansion, but we do have pictures of that. Yeah, Firefly. Internet has been weird today. Yeah, YouTube has been funky.
Okay, so this morning with YouTube, usually you can check your other apps while YouTube plays in the background, right? And for some reason it wasn't doing it for like a couple hours, and then I guess it fixed itself. So I'm not sure. Yeah, definitely YouTube's been acting funny.
Yeah. So Holly has a statement. Going live on your other co-host thing was probably not the only thing you've done in the back of a car.
That's funny. That is funny.
Do you care to comment? Do you care to maybe elaborate, Mr. Beckham?
No, not right now.
You're like, if I do, I'll be single very soon.
but it was funny because, man, when I made it in, you did get me you were a doll, and you did get me a cup of coffee, so you lived up to the name, Danielle.
Let it be known when Mr. Beckham arrived. Yes, I was a doll and I got Beckham a coffee. Yep, and Auntie Mimi was there, so she's a witness. Yes. So yeah, you arrived several hours before Shelley did, so we had a little bit of time to kill. So there were a few of you that were around, and me and Beckham and Mimi did a little bit of an impromptu live. So, all right, let's see. Hey, Shelley.
There, stay like that. Don't move the phone.
Can you see us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you.
Perfect. All right. So
I'm outside because all the animals are attacking me. It's dinner time. I know.
Oh, I hear ya. I hear ya. So we're just going to go through a recap a little bit of the trip. So when you first arrived, of course, we just had a dinner that night because, again, there was a lot of travel that day. We went to Parla in Assembly Row. There's also a location in Boston. For those who don't know, that is a speakeasy. Beckham, what is a speakeasy?
She learned that.
A secret hideaway place that you can go have fun, and that could be anything. That could be alcohol
What was the
fun.
original speakeasy
That,
tour?
that's what I said. Alcohol fun. You know, gaming fun, arcade fun. I'm pretty sure other kinds of fun, but mainly alcohol fun. So,
So we have a quick comment. I've never seen Shelley live. Super foxy. Beckham, settle down, settle down. Yes, so we went to Parla. It's a bar and restaurant, but it's also you can do it where you can roll Dungeons and Dragons dice, and the number it lands on, there's a certain drink, and you have to drink the drink. And Beckham was rolling the dice and rolling the dice and rolling the dice. But it was a great dinner.
Yeah.
It was.
So that was, again, low-key day.
See, remember Danielle?
He did. Beckham drank a little much, but you know what? When you're on vacation, you do what you do. So Friday was Salem. When I say Salem Day, we were there all day into the evening and then crashed for a few hours at night at Auntie Mimi's that night. But Salem, we did quite a bit. I have some pictures to show. For those who aren't from the area, we did the House of Seven Gables. We did the Salem Witch Museum dungeon. Checked out some of the cemeteries, but do it from a distance because they were already full. Mm-hmm. We did the Frankenstein Haunted House. We did the Salem Trolley Tour that goes all around Salem and shows a bunch of different sites. We visited outside the Salem Witch House and one of the houses right next to it where part of Hocus Pocus was filmed. So let me quickly pull up some pictures. And we were really lucky because it didn't rain until the very end.
Right. It was
perfect weather. It really was.
So this is the three of us when we first got to Salem. This is inside the House of Seven Gables, and we took a bunch of photos. Again, I just kind of picked a few. Here, from the tour, what we learned was the flooring here is part of the original building, which is wild. We had to go up a really narrow set of stairs. I didn't think Beckham was going to make it, but he did.
Yeah, that was super narrow, man. But then it was such an incline back then. They made him such an incline. The steps were smaller because, of course, I guess people were smaller, maybe, back then. So it was just, it was a little tight and a little inclined. Mm-hmm. It was a little bit of a hike, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, the narrow staircase. Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of scary. It was a little scary for me.
So I went up first, and then Beckham was behind me, and Danielle was behind him. And so to make sure that her trip up the stairs wasn't interrupted, she had the whole group laughing.
Yeah, I'll leave that comment be. I don't want to embarrass Mr. Beckham yet again, but yeah, I kind of made a comment. I could hear the kids laughing and stuff. We lost Beckham.
Did he leave? I'm sorry.
I think he got booted. That's all right. He'll be back. He'll be back. While he's gone, so we'll take advantage of this little girl's time. So this is a little bit out of order, but that's all right. This was outside the Salem Witch House. I tried to get us tickets. They can attest. Beckham and Shelley can attest. Tickets were on sale at 10. By 10:01, it was sold out.
They were sold out. Yeah.
Oh man, I was really hoping to bring them inside there, but best we had to do was see it outside. This was right before we went into the Salem Witch Museum dungeon. So you know what? Beckham's not here for me to make the joke. This was a picture right before Mr. Beckham took two women into a dungeon. There are no pictures. What happened in the dungeon? Because what happens in the dungeon?
Because what happens in Salem.
And also no flash photography is allowed. So that too.
Right.
But Yeah, so that tour gives a lot more of an background into what happened during the Salem witch trials. And speaking of dungeons, the man is back.
There he is.
Sorry about. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, my headphones crashed.
We were just talking about this is the picture of what happened before you brought us into the dungeon.
I don't remember. I don't. What is that?
That was the witch museum dungeon, remember?
Oh, okay.
You know what? It must have been so great for Beckham. He doesn't remember. You heard it here first on Danny After Dark.
Right?
This is outside of that, the Salem Witch Museum, that building.
Well, it wasn't much of a dungeon like that. I was thinking it was going to be some sort of like chains and like some sort of kept place, but it wasn't nothing like that at all.
Beckham was disappointed because there was no chains and whips.
Yeah,
and
I thought there was going to be some sort of, they literally dungeons in the word, or in the the description.
But it's a Salem staple. Anybody going here has to go to Salem. Anybody going to Salem has to go here. You all know what I mean. This is, again, we couldn't get into any of the cemeteries because they were packed, but I got some great photos outside of them. So you guys got to see some of the old school gravestones. You know what? Beckham doesn't pose normal for any photo. So just to put that out there, me and Shelley look freaking adorable. And then there's Beckham. Another photo of that. This is outside the Bewitched statue that is in Salem, and that is a staple. So we had to check that out.
Funny story.
Right near there.
So
sorry, go
who
ahead,
doesn't
Shelley.
know who Samantha from Bewitched is, right? Like, who doesn't know Elizabeth Montgomery? So we're like, oh my gosh, there's the statue. Like, it's iconic. You can see it. You know who it is. So I'm like, babe, let's take a picture in front of it. And where do you guys think Beckham stood? Right in front of like, the whole statue. We're like, no, move over.
Whatever. I was just trying to see her.
He's like, I'll stand right here.
You can't take him anywhere. Near there, we didn't get any pictures inside of it, but there's a very, very good, and I'm not into comics, but a very good comic book store. So we did go there as well. Let's see, this is a note and then a picture outside of the Salem Witch House, a kind of better one. And the three of us, it was starting to get dark. This picture, so this is an awesome picture of Beckham and Shelley. There's a church next door, and it is so cool. It's one of the oldest churches in Salem, and yeah, we got to, it was really cool, especially as it was starting to get dark outside. So we got this really great photo of the two of them. And then right next door to that, so it's like back to back to back. This is one of the houses where some of the footage for the movie Hocus Pocus was filmed. So that, in a nutshell, was our Salem day. Anything I missed from that trip that you guys want to mention?
You missed the haunted house, which you made videos. Did you talk about the haunted house?
I mentioned that we went. So that was Frankenstein's haunted house.
And did you check the chat, Danny?
I'm showing photos. I'm behind. Hey, my love, Craig. Was there an Iron Maiden in the dungeon?
No. That's another reason he was so disappointed.
Torture devices.
He was looking for the torture devices.
Yes, and all JC bring with it. Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. Hey, James, good to see you. Kane says never been to Salem, but that would be cool. Oh my gosh, you would absolutely, everybody would love it.
Perfect time of the year too. Absolutely perfect time.
Well, hey, real quick about Salem. One of the few times that anybody's ever able to correct Danny. I was able to correct Danny with the historical.
Oh my God, we lost Beckham. I don't know what happened.
Him, Wait till we get to the part about Boston where he's running through yelling the redcoats are coming.
All right, Beckham, what the hell you want to say?
No, remember our tour guide at the Seven Gables was. Remember, I was like, "Yeah, Danny, this is where they were like the redcoats are coming. The redcoats are coming." You're like, "No, it
Oh,
wasn't."
he did get you.
Then our tour guide was like, "Actually, he's right," and she kind of. I was like, "Yes, I love you."
Now, same tour guide, Aaron wanted to break her.
Oh, Beckham was like, oh my God, so inappropriate. But Shelley was a little naughty
You are.
too. Like, yeah, some inside the House of Seven Gables, if people haven't been, there's so much history in there and so much stuff. And so many maybe things that are very phallic, possibly. But yeah, the three of us just had a very funny sense of humor with everything, and it just made everything super cool. It's super, yeah.
And also the actor, remember also what was the connection to the
Vincent
actor?
Price.
Yeah, of the Thriller song at the very
Vincent
end.
Price.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
His connection to that place. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was that very knowledgeable tour guide guy we had on the trolley.
The trolley, yep. Yeah, it was a little hard to hear him in the back, but.
And oh my God, get out of town. Go back to town, Danny.
I know. I need to just like take a day off work and just sit like over and
Take
over
the
and
trolley
over.
till you find him.
Just keep taking the same one over and over.
I know. I'd be like, haven't you been on this like the last 4 hours? I'll be like, I'm learning.
Wait, but when he jumps out the window, be outside the window this time, right?
Yeah, there you go.
My God, I know. So, all right. So moving on to, let's see. Captain McDonald, we're just about to cover Boston. Let's see. So again, there were so many pictures. I'm just trying to narrow it down. So we started our day off, and let me share screen. We started it off with a Boston duck tour. And me and Shelley each got to drive the boat, which was very cool once it was in the water. Shelley legit almost crashed the duck boat.
Well, here, in my defense, why Beckham encouraged me, knowing how I drive on the actual road, is like, that was all him. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about?
You're afraid of my driving normally. So why you thought it was a good idea to encourage me to drive a boat?
Yeah, but I don't even know how you were taking the boat into the rocks. I have no idea.
Because the lady was trying to get a good photo of me and she kept moving at different angles and I was following her. Well, hello, I'm still a girl, right? So I'm driving the boat and she's moving, so I'm moving with her, but so is my hand on the steering wheel. So yeah, they're, open ocean water. And I found the one part of the brick or stone. What was it, Danny? Like a stone wall in the harbor.
Yeah.
And the lady threw the phone back at me, was like, okay, you're done.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Danny,
it was like, okay, next.
She wasn't even there that long. They took her out quick.
Oh, man. So
I was all proud of myself. I was like, I drove.
One of the things that really was unfortunate with that day is that it was quite a bit rainy. So it kind of put a bit of a damper on things that we could have ordinarily kind of.
Not
just
for me. I got a
around.
kiss in the rain.
Yes, you did. Okay. You know what? Young love, the two of you. Young love. I'm all for it. So we would have loved to done like the whole, Paul Revere walk, which is, I believe, just about 3 miles. But again, it was rainy. So it was like, it was a little bit miserable. But
I actually got in trouble at work today, Danny, for not going to the Constitution. And I was like, the Constitution's in Boston. Apparently there's a ship that's still in commission today that I got a whole history lesson from my work today about it. And access it. And I was like, we went to the site of the Boston Massacre.
Yeah, okay. And things also are, we fit a lot in, but it's also, to be honest, tour stuff is expensive. So it was one of those, We tried to fit him as much as we could. That made sense. And yeah.
The
So
rain.
there was the Boston Tea Party. We could have done that too. There was just so much,
Yeah,
but
just
again, it
throw
was
a box of
raining.
tea out into the ocean and pull it back in
Yeah. Next time.
for
Next
$34
time.
a person.
Speaking of the Constitution, whose statue was there that we ran across that he signed?
Okay. Danny, did you get a picture of that? Because apparently her husband and my loving boyfriend turned into 7th graders.
I don't have that here. I just have a few from Boston.
I
Beckham,
have
would
the
you like to
picture, 'cause
elaborate
I
for
also
everybody?
was like reverted back into being a 7th grader. Not gonna lie.
What was his name?
John Hancock.
Oh, you mean his tomb or his
Yes.
grave?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I have that. I have that.
You
they
did?
put it up.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So this is the site where the Boston Massacre happened. And of course, there was like kids like being stupid, like taking
They were like,
ridiculous photos by it. Yeah, inappropriate, but we went to the burial ground, tons of old graves. So we got to see, where Paul Revere is buried, Samuel Adams, John Hancock. So we did get a few. This is kind of when you walk in overlooking, and these are so old, like so historic.
Yeah.
This is Samuel Adams.
you can see in her photo right there in the background, some of them are actually broken, the tombstones. And it's amazing to me that, because we're talking, some of these graves are from the 1600s, late 1600s, 1700s. So naturally, no matter what the stone is out in the elements and the sea air, because remember, Boston Harbor is right there. Like, it's literally a walk away. And so they've broken in half, and you can see them right there, and they haven't restored them, because what are you going to restore them with? It would devalue the historic significance of the entire graveyard.
Yeah. And it's kind of, I love the old feel to it too, because like you said, nothing has been restored. It's added original, flaws and all, and it just adds to it. To me, it does.
Yeah, it does. To the ambiance, to the, to every part of it. But yes, absolutely.
Paul Revere, his grave, and then what Beckham was getting at, John Hancock's.
Isn't it funny that his entire tombstone's the shape and size of a?
It's a little phallic. It's a little
mushroom.
suggestive.
Dude, we were just your husband, myself, and Shelley were just all about just laughing at that the entire time.
You know what?
We love you, but we were trying to walk away from you.
Oh, that was funny.
My innocent mind doesn't go there. This is just the outside of the burial. So, okay. This is one of my favorite Beckham pictures from the trip.
Danny, don't forget your innocent mind exploded.
Okay, now. This is my favorite Beckham picture. This needs to be his profile picture. So to explain this photo, the duck tour that we were on, the guy was really funny, really comical.
He was really good. He was really good.
This picture, was at the Beantown Pub, which is literally across the street from the cemetery. Mm-hmm. And he made the joke that, go get a cold Sam Adams while you're across the street from a cold Sam Adams. So we had to go, and it was, I've actually never been to the Beantown Pub. So it was a dive kind of bar, restaurant, but it was, good drinks. And so that was cool. But of course, again, Beckham's so photogenic. So there's that.
My guy's pretty handsome. He is.
I wouldn't go that far, but that's okay.
Thank you.
Let's see. Let's go back. What's the next photo? So that night, so we took the tea into Cambridge. So we took the tea into Cambridge. So for those of you in the area, Roxy's Grilled Cheese, I believe it's on Commonwealth in Cambridge, has a speakeasy. And I didn't get photos or video of it for this, but this is the door to get inside.
Hold
so
on, you
can
guys.
order
I'll be right
food.
back. Hold on.
Yep. Go inside and
I'm on.
I'll just remove her until she's ready to come back. Just give me a sign when you're all set, Shelley. You go inside and it is an arcade, a speakeasy arcade. And out of all of the things to come to Boston for, we all had a blast.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And the bound, I don't know what to call them, the security.
And we lost Beckham. Technology at its finest. So Beckham's there, but I'm not sure why his video cut out. While we're waiting for them to come back, let me just quickly catch up with the chat because I'm a little bit behind. Let's see. Renee, hello. Got distracted by a giant dinosaur next door. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'm actually extremely intrigued. Wolf says, is that granite? Oh, going back to the gravestone. I don't know. Let's see. James says, Beckham, you stud. James, you're going to get timed out if you keep making comments like that.
Thanks, James. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
Kane says, oh, you look handsome in that picture, Beckham.
Thank you.
Mimi says, did you say Hancock? You know what? You can't take this group anywhere. You can't take this group anywhere. Well, Captain McDonald, when I get a chance to go through and do wrenches, I can do that. But when you say I deserve a wrench, not the best way to get one. Let's see. So, okay, we did the speakeasy. We also did dinner in Boston in the North End. So on our way there, again, you can kind of tell it's a little bit rainy, but I actually liked the way it was dark out. We walked by the Paul Revere house. Yeah. It was too late for us to go in because I think they closed at like 5. And let's be honest, we were having fun at the arcade. So we went to walked by the Paul Revere house. And yeah, then we did dinner at Casa Risi in Boston in the North End. I'd never been before. So good.
It was really good. It was one of those, it was kind of something you see in TV shows or in the movies, I guess, right? It was really small, intimate place, but just awesome food, awesome atmosphere. How many tables do you think were in there, really? Like 10? 10 tables?
10 at most.
At most, 10 tables, maybe less. I guess you had to have reservations only. It was kind of more like it was more like it was really intimate. So it seemed like you had a mixture of maybe 4 to 5 people at a table, and then also very intimate, like dates. You could see people are like on dates, 2 people at a table type of thing. So it was kind of a mixture of like friends out and then couples there on dates. So it was kind of cool because it was a mixture. It was a really awesome menu. I found out I'm not a fan of, what was it?
Cannolis.
That was my first time to ever try cannoli, and unfortunately I'm not a fan. And luckily I'm not a fan because we might have gone across the street because there's a very famous location that actually makes these, and people stand a long time and wait to get some. So I might have saved us some time outside in the rain, waiting for some. But yeah.
Yeah, that for those who are wondering what he's referring to, there's Modern Pastry and Mike's Pastry. And yes, people will stay in line. They're open really late, and you can buy tons of different Italian pastries, but there's probably like 20 different types of cannolis, like every type of flavor you can imagine, and they're awesome. And again, people will wait in line, and it's cash only, but it's a Boston staple. So yeah,
I think that your friends waited before we met them, right, for dinner. I think they waited.
My sister.
Yeah.
Yep.
While. So
yep, her and her boyfriend went, and they waited and they got it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Shelley
good.
Gets back, she said. So yeah.
All good, Shelley. I know, James. I know. What the heck? So Eric says, so did you like Massachusetts, Beckham?
Yeah, there's a lot of things about Massachusetts. Like I said, it was my first time in Boston. Shelley's as well. The weather was amazing. Like I didn't have any allergy problems as far as that goes. The weather was amazing. The scenery was amazing. As soon as we were driving, of course you're getting all the city stuff. I like architecture, so it's all of that old stuff, historical architecture, the homes, buildings. The trees are changing. The color they've already changed, I guess, right? The leaves were already kind of changed. They were already changed colors. So there's all kinds of different reds and yellows and greens and stuff, and it was awesome. So the scenery was amazing. It was a beautiful city. We hung out at a sports bar as well, so we got to watch some sports on Saturday at a sports bar for a little bit. So we got to take that in. Everybody was, I mean, people were nice, definitely a lot of, people were nice. And just thank you guys for an amazing trip and everything. But yeah, everything was amazing trip. I'm looking forward, if we ever get back, I'm sure we will, because there's so much to do, especially with on the history side. And then we went, and during the Mecca of times, right, for Boston, it was Halloween. We got to do the Salem thing, and then you're gonna talk here a little bit about the ghost stuff and all that.
Yes.
But yeah, so there's the city has energy. The city has energy. A lot of people are always out. They're doing things, and people are out doing things, enjoying their own city. There's a lot of people on vacation. Every time they asked what we were doing something, the guides or the hosts were asking us where people were from. So there was people from all over the country there. So it's definitely a lot of energy, very beautiful, historic, and it was an amazing time. Yeah.
Eric says Boston has a little bit of a European feel. I've never been to Europe, so I can't confirm or deny. But Beckham also got to experience on the first day in between us waiting to pick up Shelley. We are massholes. We are aggressive drivers. We just don't hold back. We will honk. We will swear. And yeah, you got to experience that within like an hour of us getting you.
Yeah, we did.
I'm like, welcome to Boston.
Okay.
Let's see. Mimi says not a fan of cannoli. I don't think I knew that. No wonder why. Okay, I have to say.
Not that, dude, Danny, it wasn't that. I mean, I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't that good, man. And I can kind of, I can kind of eat pastries and desserts, but no.
Man, the ricotta, cannolis are so good. No wonder why Mimi and Beckham, I swear to God, they are going to be like way closer friends than me and Beckham are. But that's fine. Mimi, take him from me. Please take him. But no wonder why you're not a fan of cannoli. Tisk to both of you. So speaking of Auntie Mimi, so Sunday was a day jam-packed with Auntie Mimi time. We did 3 different places that are haunted. I didn't pull any pictures of the restaurant we went to, but in between the 2 haunted places we went to the Old Mill restaurant, which has some activity. We went there for lunch.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool place. It had different levels. You noticed different levels. And I think Auntie Mimi said that they host events there too. So there's in the back there's an event center or whatever. But yeah, it was a beautiful little restaurant, and the food was also amazing. So yeah.
So let's pull up. First thing that we did, share screen, is for those of you who have seen the interviews with my Auntie Mimi and then my Uncle Ken, who had passed away. They do a ton of work at the S.K. Pierce Haunted Mansion in Gardner, Massachusetts. So not only did we get to go and have a tour, but Mimi gave us the tour, which was just incredible. So this is the outside of the building. Let's see, move. And then this is a photo from across the street. So
That first picture was pretty. That's a really great picture. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that side door is where we entered for the tour, but if you're kind of driving down the street, this is kind of the main view. So it definitely sticks out. You notice that there's a mansion on the street. And there, I took a ton of photos, and I'll just kind of show some of my personal favorite ones. But again, you guys, if you guys want a bit more in depth about the SK Pierce Haunted Mansion, go back over on the podcast and check out. We've had Mimi and my Uncle Ken on for 3 separate interviews, one at a time, along with their friend Lewis Spirits, and talk a ton about the mansion. So Beckham, this was your first time at the mansion. As I'm kind of going through the pictures, what did you think?
There was definitely a lot of history. Of course, it's one of the, God, what I remember, one of the, I guess, first family. I mean, I do have the book. I started to read the book. I do need to get back into the book, but one of the first families, right? And it just kind of went from there, like how it just kind of that you had the gentleman, right? His wife, and then his kid. Unfortunately, the history of his kids that passed, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just kind of showed you, or Auntie Mimi showed us what they were able to restore. Some of the like the walls, some of the furniture, not everything, but some, right? And or I was gonna say Uncle Ken. Ken is the one, he did it, like I think she said like 95% of the restoration himself.
He restored it back to its original. Yeah.
Amazing work. I mean, oh my God. This house is amazing. From the wall, you see that wall there? The is it felt or whatever?
It was like a velvety type of wallpaper.
Just the walls, the floor, the stairs, the architect, just everything that he was able to keep was amazing. He did amazing work. And it takes somebody special with special skills to be able to do what he did. It was amazing. And as you can see, there were staircases. There was another a spiral staircase into this upper room, or whatever you want to call that. I don't forget whatever you call it.
Yeah, I forget the technical title, but I know it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a picture of that, but like whoever originally built that, and I think the way Shelley probably put it is the structure be around it made it to where the person that was, because the lady, I'm sorry, Miss Auntie Mimi was the one. For a second I thought about the lady at the Gables. Auntie Mimi was like, yeah, be careful. I don't know who might have issues climbing up this one. So I initially thought it was going to be bad, but it wasn't, because of how it was built, and the structure around it made it to where it could kind of just keep you going. I guess it's kind of hard to describe without you feeling you're going to fall or anything like that. And for such an old home, very old home, it was amazing how they built that. Because it wasn't bad at all to get up there, even though it was a spiral. It was an incline, very inclined spiral staircase to this part of the house, to where you could use it for storage. There was a lady up there that was saying that if this was her home, she would read up there. She would set up a chair and read up there. There was a window and everything. So, yeah, this house was amazing. I don't want to over exaggerate the number of rooms, but there was a great amount of rooms, right?
Yeah.
And each room was distinctive with who stayed there. They named the rooms. Each room has its history. Auntie Mimi went through all the rooms, explaining the history of each room, and what was there, and its purpose. Some of these rooms had purposes, right? So some of these larger rooms had purposes. It could have been the quarters, what do you call the people, employees of the home that were there. It could have been their quarters, that kind of thing. So, so we went through the whole house. There was basements, there was secret rooms, right? There was a couple of secret rooms, if I remember.
Yeah.
A liquor cabinet that came out of the wall or something.
All right, Mimi clarified. The top that we went, it's a tower.
That's it. Yeah, it was just a mini tower.
Thank you.
There was a liquor cabinet that came out of the wall as well in this one, I believe, or many.
Yeah, that was in Mr. Pierce's bedroom.
Yeah, Mr. Pierce. That
was my favorite of all of them.
Right. And so each room had its own history. That picture right there, that I didn't really notice the light thing till like we were just standing there before the tour ended. But it was amazing, just the detail and a lot of these little, and the structure within the home. It was amazing. So, of course, if you want to get to the ghost stuff, I'll let you talk about that. But yeah, it's a lot of history, a lot of work that was amazing work that was put into it to restore it. I think Auntie Mimi said there's a list of like 3,000 people that want to live there. I'm sorry, not live there, that want to visit.
Yeah, they're converting it back to kind of its original roots. So it's going to be like a I forget if it's like a bed and breakfast, but
yeah,
like you can stay over and rate because there's so many rooms, and right now it's about 3,000 person wait list.
Right, and I think she said they were thinking about doing it in 2024, but I think it's been moved to 2025. So here in a couple years, they'll probably be up and running. And they're wanting, you could rent. I think you can actually become a tenant and rent out the open space where the quarters of the employees of the home was. Also, one of the cool things is for me was that I guess in the basement or whatever, where they held the gallons of water that it could hold, and they transferred.
Mm-hmm.
Also an underground tunnel, right? Or there was a tunnel that kind of, or not, was it underground or above ground or something, where there was a tunnel that you could exit just for, I guess,
not a tunnel per se, but there was an entrance to get to the outside, but that had been blocked off.
That was pretty interesting too. So a lot of history, great, amazing restoring it.
Mimi's just adding, thank you. 21 rooms. The place that Beckham's referring to, where
the servant. There you go.
There's extra rooms where there might be somebody to live there. That's still where the servant stayed. So
I didn't want to.
Yeah, that fireplace is
25 rooms. I almost said 25, but I didn't want to like oversay the number of rooms. But there's a lot of rooms.
3 slate fireplaces, 1 marble. Welcome back.
Hi, I'm still picking up my daughter, but at least I can multitask.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a Fiji mermaid that they got, and that is, I think Mimi said valued at like $4,000, which is wild.
It was from the circus guy.
P.T. Barnum.
Yeah. Yep. So that has roots to the mansion. Let's see. So that is Mr. Pierce. That is his photo. This is Mimi giving the tour. There were some other people with us on the tour as well, but we went room to room, and the entire place showed us around. This goes a little bit into detail of some of the things that they've captured on camera on the mansion that we could read about. One of the cool things is when they were, in the walls was stuffed a lot of items that, in regards to we're stuffing things in there for insulation. And so there's framed things on the walls that they were finding in the walls. And this is one of them. I mean, how wild is that outfit that, again, just stuffed in between for insulation. But this is the staircase right behind these statues. So to the left, 5 rungs up, or I call them rungs, but is one of the portals in the mansion. And there'll be some more photos we have there of that. But that's the biggest portal there.
Portal, explain what the portal is.
Cool. There was 2 of them.
Explaining what portals are. Mimi explained it on our podcast interview. But God, Mimi's gonna absolutely kill me. If I can remember correctly, the portal would be
strongest. Remember, because the strongest one was at the bottom by the 5th staircase pole, whatever.
Yep.
So that first one, and the first one was discovered by the Native American doing the tour. He said, "This is a portal."
Right. That's right.
Right, the smaller one. And what was that in that upstairs room?
Yep, that was in the upstairs room that had the closet where you could go
Right.
in, where there's supposed to be
Right.
energy in there too. So yeah, with the portal, yeah, it's God. Mimi, just type in the chat. I don't want to. I know I'm going to butcher it, and I don't want to.
Danny, you took a picture of Mr. Beckham in the strongest portal in the house where he was trying to channel
I'm
him.
getting to it. I'm getting to it. That one has gotten a lot of laughs. Like, yeah, that photo. Let's see. Oop. Okay, this is one of the. I'm just going through in order. This is one of the red room bedrooms. That's me and Beckham talking in the doorway. This is, if I recall, this is one of the original fireplaces. In the
and it's made out of slate.
Yes. This is me and Shelley, and in this photo, where we're standing is in one of the portal upstairs. So we're standing in the spot of the portal. So of course we had to get a selfie moment. That's what it looks like. So again, that's where we're standing for the selfie. That is where the portal is. Right there to the right is an entrance into a closet there, a big closet there. That's me and Beckham standing where.
And then just to the right there, against the fireplace is that wall with that secret liquor cabinet that Beckham was talking about.
Oh,
Wasn't
no,
it
that
right
was
there?
downstairs in Mr. Pierce's bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right. The secret liquor cabinet was.
Oh! I'm thinking of it. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of something different. This
and on just real quick on the tower staircase, the spiral staircase, the reason that it didn't mess with your equilibrium is because typically spiral staircases are floating staircases. Thank you. Are floating staircases, and so the reason this one was like walled in, so it was still a spiral staircase, but it didn't have that floating effect. So anybody with an off balance of equilibrium wouldn't feel that same kind of sensation. They would be able to walk it up because there was another lady there and she was able to do it as well. So
let's see.
Yeah,
Yes. So this next photo, again, it's a side view of where the second portal is, kind of the strongest portal in the house. There is a photo of Mr. Beckham. We'll get to that in a second. So this is the red chair that, was it Eric earlier that you mentioned? So this photo has been featured. I know we've used it before on the podcast interview with Mimi. I think they had, what's the dog? Mortimer. They had Mortimer in, I believe. This is Shelley and Beckham on one of the couches there. Cute.
Oh,
you're kind of breaking up. Is that your side or ours?
Yours.
Okay.
That's yours. Because you're driving.
I need those 2 pictures on the red chairs. So you're gonna send me those.
I've posted everything.
Oh.
These are just some of what I've posted.
Okay.
This is me and Beckham up at the top of that big long stairway. Shelley, this is the photo. So this is at where that second portal is. Oh gosh. And Mimi has said, portals are gateways for spirits to come and go. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. So she had said, if you can stand there, close your eyes, some people will sway. But of course, Beckham has to be overly dramatic.
You put your arm flat.
Yeah, he had to
Why
take it
did
to
you
the
do
next
that?
level. And hence, that's why we have this amazing photo to live on in history. So thank you, Mr. Beckham, for that. And this is just another close-up of that Fiji mermaid. And Mortimer is on the right. Mr. Jinx, if you're still here, Mortimer is here. And yeah, those are the photos from the S.K. Pierce Haunted Mansion. So anybody in the area, they do tours. So if you're like, oh, well, I can't wait for 3,000 people to book an overnight stay, book a tour. It is well worth it. I'm just giving you in a nutshell that the house has so much, mansion has so much history. And again, my aunt and uncle put a ton of work.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful. And I don't know if you got a picture of the sink in the kitchen, but that was actually original.
Yeah. Oh, that's
The sink in the kitchen was actually original
right.
to the house built that time period. So that was really cool to be able to touch that and know that that came from that time period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was, yeah, again, I had to just kind of pick and narrow down photos because, again, we could be here all night just for like Salem night, Boston night. But yeah, Shelley's absolutely right. That was really cool as well. Undercover Mermaid just says, oh my God, my JMA has a red room wallpaper too with velvet feel and always has called it her red bedroom. Right. She has a blue one too, but the lime green one is in the formal dining room. She's never changed that. Very cool.
Mermaid, that's so cool because one of the things that I was remembering is when I was growing up, my mom had our dining room in that same exact wallpaper, but it was emerald green. And I didn't know if it was like it was like a 70s thing or what, but it just totally blew me away. That was so awesome. Like I was like, I recognize this wallpaper, and to know that it came from a time period, just classic architectural history is just amazing, you guys. Like, just so you know, and this is throughout Massachusetts, the architecture throughout the state is just, it surpasses to none. It was absolutely amazing, every part of it.
Yeah, it was funny driving around. You'd be like, look at that, because yeah, it definitely has that kind of New Englandy old feel. A lot of it.
Yeah.
Kane says, years ago, I had an apartment that had a spiral staircase, fell down it many times. I'm sorry, Kane. Capone, I'm going to star this. Beckham with the Chris Angel mind freak pose. Oh my God, that is spot on.
Yeah, it was. It totally was.
Oh my gosh.
Dave, do you know who Chris Angel is?
Yeah.
Do you, Beckham?
You really? Should.
Fish guy, yeah.
Okay. You were kind of saying it. I'm like,
The Vegas magician guy.
Plumbing went into the mansion on March 29th, 1894.
Wow.
So amazing. And just real quick, going back to the House of the Seven Gables, you guys, we were walking just to the water to get a shot by the water, and every single house had a historical placard on it. And it was like, you know, this house built for this person in 1629. And for those of you that are actually friends with me, like on Facebook, I took pictures of each one of those placards and the houses to document them. And I'll be specific to my albums with architecture and stuff like that. But to see this and to know that that was that part of history is just, it was absolutely incredible. But these mansions, and to have the Danielle and to be able to go through with Auntie Mimi and to have this personalized tour was something that was just, it was, so thank you to you both, for real.
You are so welcome, and you are cutting out big time.
Hi.
Oh no, yeah, you are cutting out big time.
Oh, because there's this one road. Yeah, it's dead road. I'll get past it.
All right. So lastly, Mimi was, so again, we went to lunch at the Old Mill, which has some paranormal activity there as well. So we did eat there for lunch. Beautiful restaurant. I'd never been. And then Mimi was able.
Danny Salcedo and Chris, they were there at the same time. Crazy, right? Oh, I was telling my daughter, I don't think you knew this, but a cheer from my daughter's cheer was there in Salem, and she seen us, and I thought I seen her, but I didn't know.
Oh no.
So.
Shelley, you are breaking up hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say just put her back, or she's going through that drive spot.
Yeah. All right, that's okay. Shelley was able to add a ton of extra information from the mansion, the S.K. Pierce Haunted Mansion. So that was awesome. The last thing that we got to do, and that was kind of a bit of a last minute addition, was Auntie Mimi was able to, again, everybody, when I say my Auntie Mimi's way cooler than me, I'm not lying. She is. And she was able to get us, let me share screen, get us a private tour of the, and I'm totally going to butcher the name of this town, Winchendon. They have, it's this historical museum, and it is haunted. There's kind of two parts to it. There's the museum part, and then there's right across the street, an area which is an Airbnb that you can stay. Again, both haunted.
Yeah.
So this is the outside of the, stop it. Okay, this is the outside of the museum. Super cool. I'm obsessed with like the top of that house, like obsessed with that. But that's just
How many rooms did this one have? I don't want to say again because
oh God, I don't remember. There was this was huge.
Yeah.
This museum was huge, and you know, Mimi would even comment like this, you know, in comparison to the mansion. They're very cool and very different feels. So it's kind of apples and oranges if we were to compare, but it was very, very cool.
Yeah.
Again, I'm only showing select pictures because there was just so much. But this, if I recall, this was all the keys to the different rooms in this one area we were in. If I recall from that, this was the owner of the original, one of the owners, his wife, and then the son. And the son had actually died, what we learned. I'm blanking their names. I'm so sorry. The son had died from dysentery at 12 years old, I believe. But again,
it was 8 years old, but like both.
Was it 8? Okay, my bad.
And what's crazy is that both, you know, at both homes, right, the first family's children died before the age of 10. I mean, you can just say before the age of 10. I don't know the exact ages, but I believe it was before the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was 7. You're talking about the one in the middle?
Yes.
Yeah, he was 7, I believe. Auntie Mimi, is that correct?
Yeah,
he passed away at age 7.
Why was I thinking 12? I have no idea. That's all right. That's all right. And they, yeah, in this museum, they like had the different bedrooms from them, and then other family members that they had there too. There was just, oh my God, so much. I could honestly book another tour there and still leave them with a million questions. There's just so much history.
Annie, if we do that, we go out there, let's stay across the street at that Airbnb.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he was saying, which to me seems pretty affordable. It's $400 a night, but it's sleeps 6 people. So
right.
You know, you split that, like Mimi said, over 30 rooms.
And we could have a whole, remember he said we had access to the whole house, not just the floor we'd be staying on.
Yep, whole house. And there's so many rooms, so many creepy rooms, to be honest. Yeah, there's just every room. So there's a lot of donations that they get here at the museum. And he even said, like, you know, they try to, you know, they'll show as much as they can. And there's just so much stuff.
He said he never likes to deny anybody the specifics of donation, because sometimes, especially with museums and stuff, it makes people feel really good that they're able to contribute something to this historical event. So they try to never say no to anybody's donations, but what they display has to be really, you know, taken time. Everything's still around.
We're starting to lose you again, Shelley. But yeah, my favorite area of this was the kind of the more military-esque rooms, and some of the pictures I have. I mean, there were things from, you know, I have a picture here, the Civil War. You know, there are gas masks, World War II hand grenade. You know, some military rifles.
There was things from the Revolutionary War, I believe. Maybe a couple of things, I think.
Civil War.
Yes, there was a couple things from the Revolutionary War, Civil War. Yeah, there was all kinds of things.
It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Just the amount of history there that was, again, that's been donated. This was one of my favorite things there was old school toys and bottles.
Yes, yes, yes.
So the bathtub. So the
We love
bathtub. This is a staple there, apparently. What did Auntie Mimi say that in the curator said that we can fit, like, was it 10 people in there or something like
Fit
that?
up to 10 people.
Up to 10. So, of course, me and Shelley, and that has been getting a lot of comments and laughs on social media. Me and Beckham.
Christmas card.
Yes, this will be the official Christmas card of Danny After Dark.
Danny After Dark. Like it's the sky. Oh, so cute.
Yeah, I call this photo "Let the Rumors Begin." And if anybody says, "Oh my God, who do you think took the photo?" The beautiful Shelley. So.
Oh yeah. I did take that one. Auntie Mimi took it too, but best we ever had.
Yes. So I was in the tub with both of them. Very lucky girl. Very lucky girl. But yeah, that tub, like, I feel like the picture, like that picture of me and Shelley kind of gives you a little bit more of an idea of how big that tub is. You don't get that in this photo. And you can't even it's not justice. It's huge. It's pretty cool. There was a room full of creepy dolls, haunted that one in the middle right there. Creepy. Eyes follow you around the room. Didn't they say it like blinks too?
I just posted that.
For you. We're in this room 100% for you. So.
Shelley, can't hear you.
Oh.
That's all right.
I said we were totally in that room 100% for him, for Paul.
Yes.
In the room with the creepy dolls.
Paul does not like anything haunted. So, of course, there were a lot of photos taken. And, of course, here we are, and Auntie Mimi's like, send that to Paul, send that to Paul. But that doll was creepy, extremely creepy. And then the Airbnb where you can stay, it's full of old toys, And I guess the Converse company, fun fact, is the cousin of the person who does the Converse shoes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
Very cool to learn.
Yeah, a lot of old trains. There's a picture of when JFK.
That was so cool.
Yeah. So that was when he was
presented to one of his kids.
Yep.
And that was one of the models for it. So they said that it's probably still out there, amongst the stuff from the kids and stuff. Hang on one second.
All right, I'm just going to kick her backstage.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was when JFK was senator, not president. And yeah, that is that.
Go back to the doll. Go back to the doll real quick.
Back to the doll. Yes.
The one in the middle. Yeah. That's the doll where if you made eye contact, it would literally, you move to if you moved a certain way or walked to a certain direction, that doll's eyes would looks like it was following you. It was creepy. The one in the middle.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. So I showed all the photos, just double checking. Old trains. Where is Bill? I know Bill would have loved the Airbnb.
Bill Kreiner, yeah.
So many trains. Let's see. That's one. That one just stares at you. She's my favorite. Of course, it would be Auntie Mimi. I took one of all of you in there. Yes, she did. Picture in the tub. Do you really believe houses are haunted? So I think that's more of an individual question. In regards to, I'll just speak for myself. Did I feel or see anything? I did not. However, one of the things, when Mimi was going through at the S.K. Pierce mansion and shutting off all the lights, and again, she had company with her making sure all the lights were shut off. We get outside, some of them were flicked back on.
The upstairs one. And in the tower, Danny, you saw that, right? And in the tower too. Yeah.
So, again,
and then And that happens all the time in the second mansion that we went to as well. But you know, that old mill restaurant that we went to as well, they said that as Auntie Mimi was saying, she did an event on the top floor that was also a very, very prominent spot for paranormal. So yeah, like it was also haunted.
Yeah, so I think that question's a bit more individualized, Renee. Some people say yes, some people say no. But yeah, I guess it's.
Can you guys hear me? Sorry, we just got back to my house.
Yep. Mr. Jinx says my house is haunted. I live there.
Hello?
Oh, I live here. Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, Mr. Jinx, with all those creepy dolls you got, I'm not surprised. All right, so we're a little past an hour. So that is a recap. And again, a quick recap because we were go like the whole time. So anyways.
Can I just tell you guys that Danny was absolutely the most amazing host. She presented herself, you know, not only as an amazing host, but truly I got to, and I was blessed to see that, to see a side of you, Danny, that you guys don't normally get to see. And I was really honored to have that. And forever, like it was absolutely the very best trip. And just so you know, Danny, I don't know if you know this, as a single mom, that was my very first trip ever that non-kid related.
Yeah, you mentioned
so you made it absolutely magnificent. And babe, of course, like, thank you, because you are literally, Danny, don't throw up. You're literally the greatest man I've ever known. And I love you so much.
Oh, thank you. Love you too. Oh my gosh. It was wonderful to get to have you here on my side of the world, you know, where I live, and just experience that. It was, and get to know you more. It was awesome. And to team up on Beckham, that was probably one of the highlights.
So to whoever all those people are, whether it was 1 or 100, y'all missed out, because I got the greatest guy and the best new friend in the entire world. And Paul, you totally missed out. So whatever.
Any last comments, Mr. Beckham?
No, again, just thank you for a great time, Danny, to you and your family. Auntie Mimi, it was awesome. Thank you for everything as well. Thank you for picking me up. Thank you for the tours. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for showing us your home, opening your home to us. Danny, you as well. You guys are amazing. Hosts, people, friends, family now. It was an amazing first trip to Boston for me and Shelley. And Shelley, thank you for coming with me. It was awesome, and I love you. And it was a great, amazing trip. And just thank you for everything.
You are both so welcome. All right, everybody. So that recaps the Beckham and Shelley. Oh my God, maybe that's the nickname. You know how like
that would have been so much better than what I accidentally put on Facebook.
No.
Thanks, Danny. Like, I don't know, a month too late.
So that recaps the Beckham and Shelley trip to Massachusetts to visit me and go to Boston and Salem and all the fun stuff. All the S.K. Pierce Haunted Mansion, the Winchendon Museum as well, Haunted Museum. So I hope everybody enjoyed this little bit of a recap. Again, I posted some pictures on the Danny After Dark Instagram, just some of the brief highlights, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. I will be here on Friday doing a little bit of a Halloween and birthday show because Friday is my birthday. So come hang out with me, and on Friday it will be fun. Until next time, remember everybody, we don't live in darkness. Darkness lives in us. Bye everyone.